Hello everybody, and welcome to our E3 Day 2 review, in which we're going to be covering the PCgamer show, Ubisoft, and the Sony press conferences. We have lost Tommy due to unforeseen circumstances. We think he is dead in a ditch somewhere. Tried phoning, emailing, carrier pigeons, etc., and no word. So it was supposed to be myself, Tommy, Stico and G, but now you just have the pleasure of me and G. Hi G.
Present, sir.
Good stuff. At least it wasn't just going to be by myself. I was like going to start doing that Green Day Dookie song at the end of the album when you let it play for an extra 10 minutes. I was all by myself. Nobody was looking.
And what do you think about this, Anto? Well, Anto, I think this is really good. What do you think, Anto?
Well, I thought it was really good too, funny enough. Right, so G, we're going to open up with the PCgamer show.
We are indeed.
Which was on yesterday, started 6 o'clock GMT.
I have to admit, I actually missed a wee bit of it because I was at work.
Yeah.
And I was sort of jumping in and out and catching me snippets and that.
You didn't miss overly much. I'll go through what we have here, right?
Okay.
So, they started off talking about XCOM 2.
That I did catch, and that
DLC.
actually...
Never played it, no?
No, I've played I have it on the box and stuff. So yeah, I'm actually a fan of it. Like, I enjoy playing it.
No, it's really good. It's really hard too. It's really...
Because whenever I played the sort of intro to it,
yeah,
I thought, oh, this would be basic enough. Just move the guys about, wee bit of strategic thought in there and go for it. And then I went, the game itself, as in the AI, surprised me a bit. So it is good. It's good.
They're good. They're
enjoy
good
it. So I'm glad, because
so it's called DLC is called War of the Chosen.
Yeah.
And they introduced new classes: the Reapers, the Skirmishers, and Templars. And it's out on August 29th.
Yeah, I think they've got some nice additions in there.
I'll expand the game for those who play it regularly.
Yeah.
I like jumping onto it whenever it's on Steam for a free weekend on Steam.
Yeah. Well, I'm only getting around to that now. Yeah. Mine was always on the console, but still, as I say, enjoyable.
Yeah,
enjoyable
they're
game.
Really good series. Anyone that hasn't played an XCOM game, I'd highly recommend to give it a go if you're into strategic games. And then they talked about Ooblets, which looked like a cartoony Sims.
Yeah, well, that's not my cup of tea. I actually just switched off at that point. It's not
in my
for me.
In my notes, I have hashtag what the fuck, because it looked really weird. There was like a weird dance.
Yeah,
it was really cool. I thought it looked funky. Just as
I think it's the specific audience that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
for us, but there's an audience out there for it.
Yeah.
And then they introduced BattleTech, which is a mech strategy game.
Yeah.
That looked interesting.
Yes, but I didn't get to see enough of it.
Yeah.
To really.
One way or the other.
Make an opinion on it.
Yeah. No. I think if they bring out like a beta or a demo.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Definitely.
Definitely to see what's crack. It's not something I would buy because it would only sink maybe a weekend into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they introduced a game that I'm really excited about, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Yes.
I love Mountain Blade. I have them on Steam. I really enjoy them. They're really fun to play.
Yeah, I've only sort of read into it. Haven't actually played any of it. But I do like the concept. I would definitely give it a go.
No, they're very, very good. So I'm looking forward to that. What they didn't show is in Bannerlord, they're introducing more mechanics to sieges.
Right.
So if you're besieging a town or a city or fort or whatever, you can now bring siege engines and battering rams and catapults and stuff.
So again, more strategy involved, and
it's more strategy involved in taking a thing, but taking a fortification, but. Overall, it's still very.
Although for a strategy game, it is actually quite high-paced, isn't it?
It's not strategy. That's the thing. It's like Skyrim-esque.
No, when I say strategy-based, as in you do need to think about what you're doing.
Yeah, because you need to look at your resources, your men, the food.
Yeah.
Do you have enough resources and money and stuff to take this fortification?
But on top of that, it is actually quite fast-paced, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it can be.
Yeah,
can be. Or else it can be slow paced. You can do merchant. You can be a merchant, or you can be a warrior. You can start taking over forts.
I haven't read into classes or anything.
No. You just start as one guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you just see at the start of it, right? You start as a guy that's walking out of a bar, or something, and a guy attacks you, and then you just start your journey from there. And like you start as nothing, and the more battles you win, and the more soldiers that come to you.
So it evolves to what you're capable of then, as such.
The more money you get and stuff, you can like go to different lords, and different lords will give you quests. The more quests,
completely misread that altogether.
I mean, it's the more quests that you complete, the higher your ranking kind of goes up in their esteem. So like the king, you can go to a lord or a king and say, I want to marry your daughter, and then they'll be like yes or no. So like the more prestige you get, so if you marry a king's daughter, you become a prince.
You get power and stuff.
Yeah, and then if he dies, you become king, or else you can just kill the fucking king and you become king anyway.
I've just just completely misread that altogether.
It's deep. It's deep.
I'll have to check that out again then.
There's like a wee world map that you go into bird's eye view, and you're like a wee small horse and a dude, and you're chasing down other wee horses. But then whenever you like catch up with somebody, it can be like up to I've seen battles up to 300 on each side on screen. You're controlling a wee guy. There's horses coming at you, and you're a man, and you're like swinging your shield and sword and killing people and whipping out the crossbow and killing people, and it's very, very good, very, very intense.
Note to self, I'll recheck that out.
Yeah, play it on my Steam account.
Cool.
Next up, I had a game I'm excited about because I got the first one recently through Humble Bundle because it was 12 quid. It's like 50 quid every other time. It was like 12 quid. I was like, I'll pick it up now. And it's Total War Warhammer 2.
I haven't been anywhere near this.
You know the Total War games anyway.
Yes.
So the Warhammer ones introduced like orcs, high elves, vampires, darkspawn, yada, all the stuff you see at the Warhammer shop.
Yeah.
And they just put it into a
the
game, and
game.
it works so freaking well. It is so fun. If you're into Lord of the Rings and stuff like that,
it's one of those titles where
for you to sink your teeth into.
For me, it's one of them titles where it sits in the back of your head. Like every time you see it, you go, "I could be meaning to look at that," but it's just one that I've never actually.
Again, it's on my Steam account. Work away. Not gonna stop you. And then they talked about Islands, which you didn't see.
No.
It's from the creators of Arma.
Right.
So it is Bohemia Interactive, and it looks like a Minecraft-esque crazy game where you build your own world, but within building your own world, you build a game. So like your friends can come in and help you build whatever this world is. And like when they were showing it, there was guys that created like big massive castles and fortifications, and they were playing as knights with swords, swinging at each other and jumping over the swords and all this jazz.
That sounds like it could be a good bit of fun.
It'd be a bit of crack if you were like just sitting by yourself and fancy creating something.
Yeah.
And there was other ones where there were pirates and they were looking for treasure, and there was another one where they were like it was a guy just living on an island by himself, like stranded on an island, and he like was like dootering through. It's at the start of it. He was like just dootering through the place, and then he gets chased by a wild hog, and then a bird just walks in while he's like chopping down trees. Like, where's this bird coming from? You know, like it looks crazy. So
I'd say you can make up some good funny scenarios.
I think that's the way you start, is on an island. That'd be cool. Like if you started you on an island with nothing,
and you build it, yeah,
and building it, and then you
start
picking up.
The more friends you add, the more your community gets bigger. You know, the more fun it'll be.
So it's called Islands with a Y. So check it out, folks, because it does look interesting. And then there was a few other bits and bobs. Intel talked esports and the new i9 range and yada yada and blah blah blah. There was a few other games that you're like
mumble.
Yeah, just trundled on. And then we got Age of Empires.
Now I had a smile on my face for that because
it looks really good.
I am an OIFI fan, and although I confused myself about the whole multiplayer thing, which I ended up texting you about, but the remaster look to me is that big enough. A couple of videos back, actually, when we were talking about games and stuff, and I think I said something fucking stupid, like, you know, guilty pleasure game. But you know, it's a game that I have sitting on the shelf, and it's one that I'll always go back to any given time and enjoy it no matter what. Yeah. Now that it's going to visually look that wee bit better, it'll probably run a wee bit smoother, and that they have a few wee extra you know, like camera modes and just wee tweaks, just make it that wee bit more sort of current gameplay. To me, it's just even better. So I'll be having that. Like,
as long as it's reasonably priced, because I wouldn't like to think they're charge 30 or 40 quid for it.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't go fucking nuts on it.
I'd like to think $24.99 or something would be a reasonable price for something like that. Because like, yes, it's a definitive edition. They're probably going to put all the games into one package in some shape or another, and they're touching them up. But it's not a 40 quid game.
Well, you hit the point that I didn't realise that the multiplayer, you know, had shut down, because I was like, why are they saying, you know,
multiplayer's back.
Back, but it's not. It's because of the
and
the
because it's going through
Xbox feed.
Live servers, you're gonna have stable servers.
Yeah.
Right, Gee, so that was basically it for the PC game show. There wasn't much else. They showed some Shadow Mordor. They talked about Forza.
Yeah, but I mean, like it had already been touched on before in the previous.
So we're not going to rehash over anything. The PC show was all right. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, like,
serviceable.
It was. Yeah, it wasn't a disaster. It wasn't anything epic.
Presentation wise, I hate that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Whoever the fuck that host is. I think it's very long winded at times. They need to refine it. This was their 3rd year. Next year's their 4th year. They need to have it refined for next year.
Yeah. I think they could have maybe put in a wee bit more stuff. And made the segments just snappier and shorter.
Yeah.
Fire in the odd fucking joke if you like. Keep it a wee bit lighthearted. They were very sort of.
No, but I think it's cool that PC Gamer are still doing it because.
Definitely.
I could have definitely fell away to the wayside a long time ago, and then.
Yeah.
You might have got a year out of it and never came back, but they're playing away with it, and I'm happy that they are. It's just now it's time to start refining it a bit more.
That's it, yeah.
So, Jay, next up we'll have Ubisoft.
Yes.
And we started with Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
I'm glad to see that Mario's alive.
Well, you knew that Mario Oz is coming in December.
Yeah, that's the right way. But the rabbit thing.
The rabbits are funny characters, like
yeah, I know, but I just don't get it.
But to see, the thing is,
do you know what I mean?
It's mashing together 2 franchises and making these strategy game out of it. It's quite fun. If you were a Nintendo fan, which we're never.
I wasn't definitely.
I was a Nintendo fan years
Sonic,
ago, but that was Master System, was Sega.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the era.
Oh yeah. You were a Sonic fan over
I
Mario.
ended up jumping straight to it.
Sega
so I've never really looked at Nintendo.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I just played Nintendo years and years ago when it was the NES and the SNES.
Yeah.
And I used to enjoy Mario, and I used to enjoy Zelda, and some of their other games. The Final Fantasies were on there and stuff. They were all quite good.
Yeah.
But Mario, I think we are getting a Switch this year for Kia for Christmas. And it's probably a game I'll pick up just for the crack.
Yeah.
It has.
I think it'll be a bit like Marmite. You'll either like it or you won't.
Yeah, but it has like a wee deep combat system, strategy system.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's like XCOM with Mario.
Yeah.
Like, that's not bad for people that are Mario fans or light-hearted gamers.
I think it's the fact that, one, I don't know an awful lot about it anyway, as in that franchise, and 2, it's just something I don't think it's what I was expecting. So I've kind of just went, what the fuck.
And then just
and then I just went, it doesn't matter, because I'm never going to be fucking near it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So
we've seen more Assassin's Creed Origins and their version of the.
I'm excited about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
just overall,
it looks good. My issue is, I was watching it, and I was like, does it look too samey again?
Yeah.
They didn't show too many systems as in missions, and
I do know what you're saying. I do, but just for the fact that I am an Assassin's Creed fan, I wouldn't give a fuck regardless. I want it and I want to play it, and to me it looks amazing. So you would need like a neutral party.
I'm the guy that used to enjoy them, and Black Flag after 3 was returned to form, and then Unity was the letdown. I enjoyed Syndicate.
Yes.
For what it was, I enjoyed it, but I know we're rehashing stuff here, folks. But I didn't talk to Jay about this. It was Tommy, so I apologise.
Well, I mean, like,
this time round, I like the ancient Egypt setting, but my issue is, what's the missions like? It didn't show us, because I'm fed up with eavesdropping missions. I'm fed up of these long-winded things where you're following people through crowds and have to sit on benches, and there's loads of them, and it gives you very minimal story. And like I said yesterday when I was talking to Tommy, I would like to see them do like linear missions so they can make it more cinematic. I
was listening and I heard that. I actually made a note to myself, but the problem is that I left the piece of paper in my other coat, which is sitting in my car. But basically, I'd actually made a note because I was thinking the same thing as you. Like, I want sort of more.
Like, for every 5 story missions, do like a linear mission where you're getting like cinematic things happening.
Yeah.
Not like Uncharted level, but like the start of Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Something just to make it. Just to tweak it and pick up the pace just that wee bit. You know, you don't want to be following this guy halfway across the fucking map just to assassinate him like that at the end anyway. You know, you want just to sort of go, right, I can kill him here at this crossroads, but his number one bodyguard is now fucked off with the message I was supposed to get, and then you chase him, and then you kill him, and then, you know, blah blah blah. You know, you want to be a bit more alive.
Yeah.
I do agree on that, but as I say,
I don't mind a bit of scripting in the word game if it's effective for the story, and that's what I think Assassin's Creed.
Well, because I'm an Assassin's Creed fan, regardless, I'm kind of just going to dismiss everybody's opinions anyway. I'm going to get it and I'm going to play it. So.
And you're going to enjoy it whether you.
Fucking right, man. Yeah.
And then the Crew 2, it's more cars, more boats, more planes, yada yada.
I'm not. See, to be honest, I actually did want to see how that was going to progress, and then when I saw it, I kind of just went, nah.
It's not my cup of tea.
Because
they announced Gran Turismo before the PlayStation press conference.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Or make it Forza for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Because I like them sort of realistic games, but
I like the idea of the Crew when it came out. I didn't buy it, and whenever I got it as a free download, I was like, oh, happy day to finally get to check out what this is all about. And then I just went.
I just see him. I was like,
and that was it.
Born, yeah.
That was legit.
And I played it, and I was like, oh.
And then the Crew 2, I just went, what do you know? Yeah.
And then we had South Park: The Fractured But Whole. It looks so good. Like the first one was like a medieval RPG.
I want to run through it because of the comic factor.
It was funny,
but because I don't really follow South Park.
Okay, I haven't watched South Park in years.
I don't really know how I'm going to react to actually playing it.
Yeah, because like, see the last game, Stick of Truth.
Pardon me.
I've only played an hour of it, like, but the hour I played, I enjoyed, and I know people who know their RPGs are like, this RPG for a game. RPG lovers is phenomenal. It had really deep mechanics and combat system and character progression and stuff, and a really good story.
Again, it's a genre of game for me that has, you know, escaped me as of yet.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be something I'll look into whenever I go, oh fuck, I lost to look at for a while, and then I'll look into it.
Yeah.
So I can't make a comment on something I don't know anything about.
My favourite factor of that trailer was whenever the girl with all the mobile phones was there, younger, and said, just remember the name, call girl. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we seen a VR game, Transference.
Now this has intrigued me a lot.
It's intrigued me. It didn't give too much away. It looks like it's all about the idea of memories being shown to manipulate the way you're viewing the game and stuff. It looks.
I'm pretty sure I got it correct in our wee chat setup that we had with you, me, and Mal and stuff. I think it's their way of controlling the human race, because they're telling everybody it's a game, but they're actually going to be planting these thoughts in your head.
Elijah Wood and Trump are in cahoots. So it looks interesting. I'll be definitely checking it out. Didn't give too much away gameplay wise or anything.
No.
It's a story about memories. I think they're going to be showing you people's memories, and then you play through the memory or whatever. But
I'm interested to see just how far they push it, because to me, you could go to the fun side of it, right? Where, because it's a VR, you know, and it's, you know, it you know, this experience is, you know, only come to light a lot more now.
Yeah.
It could be such a comical thing. It could freak the fuck out of people. Like really
it could go like full Dan Brown on it.
But man, to be honest, if they really thought about it and went deep into it, they could fuck people up. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So, but at the same time, that's why I'm so intrigued about it, is because I want to see people's reactions to it.
Yeah, no, but definitely putting it up on
do you know what I mean?
And giving it a go. Next up we'll have Skull and Bones, which is the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag pirate parts on the sea put into a multiplayer game, which to me looks fun. The graphics look well.
If you enjoy Black Flag, you're going to enjoy this.
But how much did I enjoy the ship parts of the Black Flag? Not a lot.
Right.
I enjoyed them at times. Parts were fun. They got too repetitive. Like when you're out in the ocean, you're like, I just want to get on the story at this point.
But there's going to be a percentage of people that want that.
Yeah.
And for them, this is going to be their wee epic game of, you know, because there's the wee strategy too, because of your different types of boats and their different strengths and stuff like that. There, they have to work out their wind and all that shit. I mean, like, if I was, you were talking about, you know, is this Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
You know, between it and Skull and Bones, I would go Skull and Bones to play, but at the same time, again, it's going to be one of them that'll sit in the back burner until I need something to do, because I've ran out of you know, I wouldn't. It's not my genre that I would jump straight into.
No, I agree with that. Then we had Just Dance. No, I'm going to talk about that. Then we had a mobile South Park game, Phone Destroyer. No, I'm going to talk about that.
Yeah.
And then we had Starlink, which looks like an Amiibo type game, or like a Lego type game where you buy the parts for your ship and you can transfer them into the game, and they say that you can't do it through the game.
What's that wee game? I think I've seen it about your house somewhere, and you put the wee characters on a wee pot thing.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah, well, there's that, and there's another one as well.
Yeah, there's.
Like, it looks like a wee monster-y.
No, that's Disney Infinity.
Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Is that sort of that same idea? Because by the look of what I saw, you clip these wee parts on, build wee models, and you set it on this wee pod, and it appears.
Yeah, that's.
Is it the same technology?
Same,
is it?
Same idea, same technology.
Right. No, fuck all about it then.
No, it's not. It's nothing I'm going to be interested in, but for kids and stuff, and guys that like collectibles. And
but then you're saying kids, but I'm assuming it's going to be marginally based on.
That's going to be for adults too. Like, it's a money maker. You know, I want a new gun, I'll go and spend $5 and buy a new gun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, I get the wee toy. Well, that's good for you, but how often are you going to fucking use it?
But what do you do with the wee pieces after?
You just keep them.
Is it just the collectible thing
it's
then?
Just collectibles. It's like Disney Infinity characters. Kitty was buying them flat out for a while, and it's just something to play in the game and have in actual form. Like, and like the thing is, it's basically DLC, but them characters were costing us £10 a pop for a bit of DLC.
Jeez.
Do you know what I mean? When you think of it that way, all it is a bit of DLC. Like, the toys don't even fucking move. Then they talked about Steep, which they're going to have the Winter Olympics coming into. Good
again, genre based, man. It's nothing.
Didn't have Far Cry 5. Looked mental. Looked like a bit of fun. Apparently, the full campaign can be played through co-op.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm not going to go out and rush to bed.
I think what you Mal were talking about, as he said about, you know, sort of being a wee bit repetitive and stuff, is right. Now, I've missed
That's
out.
Ubisoft games in general now. Like, they have this formula.
Yeah, but then I was going to say, like, you know, if you look at, as what you were going to say, you know, like about Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
You know, and if you look at all these games in chronological order, you know, there is the dips and up and down and whatever. Like, now I haven't done the 4 yet, which I
didn't even complete 4.
I'm going to
9 hours into it.
I'm going to steal off you and give it a go, just so I can see what it's about first. But like 5, I'd say if you had 3-4 of yous sitting around one weekend, I'd say it could be a good weekend's bit of crack.
Yeah.
If you do enjoy it and carry on, happy days. If you don't, to me, it's not a loss either. But
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It could be picked up on a sale or something, maybe. A game that I'm really interested in playing now, and I have to go back and play the first one because I never did, was Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Love the look of this, but I haven't played anything.
I need to know what it's about.
Yeah.
I need to go back and play the first one. It's on my Ubisoft account. I want to give it a go.
It did make a wee light bulb go and go.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
Go check that out. Yeah.
And people lost their shit. They were really excited about this.
Yeah.
So it's been 12 years from the first one, I believe. So I'm going to go back and give it a go.
That's a hell of a long time.
It is. I'll play a few levels just to get the feel of it and see what sort of thing it was. If I enjoyed it, I'll stay. But it's a 12-year-old game. Might not hold up, but we'll see what the crack is. So that was Ubi. And what would you give Ubi out of 10 for theirs? I
just would have split them in a nice way because of the Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, and Far Cry. I give them that wee edge. If I was to be honest, I would go 4 because I was hoping for a wee bit more. So, you know, because I think they're a brilliant team.
Yeah.
And you know, remember that first Assassin's Creed came out, where people lost their shit over it. But you want them to try their best to stay up there. Don't do this up and down thing.
I'd like to see them doing. See for games like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, like this Assassin's Creed missed a year.
Yeah. I want to see them take risks.
I want to see them take a 2 or 3 year break from the franchise.
Yeah, well, for me, take risk is what I'm saying. Like, because you don't know whether you'll ever come back.
Yeah.
But take that risk and go away and fucking
polish it and
do the shit that you do and that you know that you can do well.
I give them a 6 because it was exactly what I was expecting, and Beyond Good and Evil got them an extra point because it looked good. So fair play to Ubi. It didn't like their presentation this year either.
It was a bit sort of half-assed.
Yeah,
I think would be the words I would use.
I missed your girl. I can't remember her name, but the black chick that usually does.
Well, see, don't forget, I've only caught up. You know, like
This year was the first studio one you would watch?
it was the first full one.
Yeah.
Last year's you'd show me basically half a show of all the different bits. The year before you'd only told me that this thing existed because I've only been really getting into games in the past 2-3 years, so
Yeah.
I can't really. It wouldn't be far if I tried to.
Do you know the black
label
girl
something.
who was going out with Joey in Friends towards the end of Friends?
No.
It's a big tall chick. Well, she usually hosts it, and she
Okay.
wasn't there this year.
Right. Okay.
Next up, we have the PlayStation press conference, which at the end of this, we're going to talk about who won E3.
Yes.
So we're just going to go through the games, right? I'm not going to give my thoughts on it overall yet. So we had Uncharted, Lost Legacy, I believe it's called. I can't remember. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Where you have Chloe and what'd you call the other girl? I can't remember her name. I can't wait to see Uncharted from a character that's the background of the game.
Yeah.
She's been in it since 3 or 2. 2. She was in it in 2, and
I
then
think so.
in 3, and then was she in 4 for a brief period? Can't remember.
It's been a while, man. To be honest, so.
But it's going to be good to see Uncharted from a different character's perspective, other than Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
And getting introduced new characters and stuff. And it doesn't look like a small expansion or DLC.
It looks like there's a bit of weight under her.
Yeah.
Like,
I think if you get 5 or 6 hours out of it, you're
yeah.
So I can't wait for that. It looks like more Uncharted, which I love.
I don't expect anything major, like as in like fucking blow your mind shit.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be an enjoyable.
If you like
expansion.
Uncharted, you're going to like this.
Yeah.
Next up after that, we had Horizon Zero Dawn, Frozen Wildlands, which I can't wait for. I loved Horizon, brilliant game.
I watched you play a bit of gameplay when I was sitting here and I was like, I have to get the hold of that shit because it looks awesome.
Unbelievable.
I'll circle back to this at the end. You'll hear me talking about it again.
Yeah.
But that alone almost made me want to go out
just to buy the PlayStation
from my job, drive down the street and go into like a 24-hour somewhere and go, do you have one of these consoles, because I need that and that game. You know.
No, it's that DLC looks interesting, and I love the game, and it's just more Horizon, more Aloy. I'm happy.
Even visually, man, just visually alone,
I didn't see a date. Did you
I didn't catch a date. No, I think it's come up with that. Is it in the fall?
Oh, did it?
Whatever the fuck that means.
That's autumn.
Alright, okay.
Proper speak.
Right.
No, I'm looking forward to that. So whenever that comes out, I'll be purchasing that. Next up, we had Days Gone.
Yes.
Which I thought was really, really cool demo.
That is something I will sink my teeth into. Like
a bit more sneaky, showing a bit more of the mechanics that you can utilise to make the world adapt to what you need, and using the zombies to your advantage.
Yeah. Do you know what I see whenever the intro part of that clip came in? I was actually in the middle of sending you a message and was basically going to say bikes, the likes of, the leather gear and the jeans, and the outdoors, because it's all forest and whatever. I was like, suits me down to the ground type thing, ha ha ha. And then I was going to put at the end of it, whenever the zombie bit kicked in, I was like, no, fuck it, I'll sit inside, just a joke between you and me. But as soon as I saw the intro, I was like, I'm getting that.
Yeah, no, it looks interesting.
That's definitely going to be my.
Tommy's very excited for that game too.
Yeah.
No, it looks very interesting. I like the look of the new mechanics and stuff. I think Ben have done a really good job with that game. There's quite a few bits and bobs crossover between different studios there that I noticed. So
I didn't pick that up. Who was that?
I seen a bit like of the way the body animations were for fighting, and like the way he was knifing people and stuff. It looks very Last of Us. So I think certain bits of code have been shared between Sony's worldwide studios, between Naughty Dog and Bend, and then there was another part where it looked like something else. There was something else that I picked up on, and I didn't write it down, and now I regret it because it's out of my head. I'll come back to it if I remember. Sorry, folks. Next up, we had Monster Hunter World, which looks interesting.
Now,
looks weird, strange, Japanese.
Again, it's not one of my cup of teas, but when we're watching it, as I said to you, I was like, dude, I don't even have a fucking clue why, but I want to give that a go.
Yeah. No, if there's like a beta for it or something, or like a demo or something.
To me, it was like an extreme Jurassic Park.
Yeah, if it looks that way in game and plays a bit more fluid than it looked in that demo.
I was a wee bit twitchy, but
it looked a wee bit twitchy and floaty, but it's for Japanese market. And we're getting it over here. I think for the first time. I'm pretty sure certain saying we're getting the first time, like within a good release window of Japanese getting it. We're going to get it.
Yeah.
So it could be like a lot of people's first introduction to this series, which is massive in Japan.
I'll be interested to see how popular it becomes.
If they release a demo like they usually do for Japanese games on the PlayStation Store,
Yeah.
I'll be downloading it. I'll be giving it a go, and I'll happily give my 2 cents on it and give it its time's worth.
Yeah.
I'll give it at least an hour before I decide shit or not. You know.
Yeah, I do think it's one of them ones you can't just sort of go and do like a wee sort of 15-minute demo run. You're going to have to actually
get used to the game,
yeah,
its mechanics, and properly give it a go. It looked decent. I'll give it a go. Doesn't look like a world beater, but it looks like a bit of fun.
No, nothing major, but like I'd say you could definitely lose a couple of hours in there.
Yeah. And then a remaster of Shadow of the Colossus, which looked really good.
Yes.
I never played the first one. I've got it on PlayStation 3. I keep meaning to play it. Malky says I should play it because he was like, just play it anyway. The controls are janky, graphics don't really hold up.
Yeah.
But so that I can play it and then compare it to the next one whenever it comes out, because I will get it because it looks really good.
Again, I'm the same. It's been recommended to me through a lot of friends and stuff. Haven't actually physically played it myself either. But again, now it's been put in my head to sort of go, everybody's fucking talking about this again, so obviously I have to have a look at it at some point.
And again, we're going to play as soon as we finish this podcast, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Looks
interesting.
I think it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be fun.
I enjoy these series. I enjoy these crossover series, and it's just Street Fighter with fucking Iron Man and Captain American shit. I like it.
Yeah. I want to watch Ryu kick the shit. Pretty much.
Just for fun. And then we have Call of Duty World War 2, which, like I said to you, it looks more weighty in the gunplay, which is good because World War 2 weapons would be more weighty than a standard gun these days.
Yeah.
So it's good that they kind of look like they've added a bit more weight to it. The environments look beautiful, but the character designs still look fucking shit to me.
Exactly.
I was like, why? You earn over $1 billion fucking dollars every year from this franchise, and yet it still looks like you only add another 200 million onto your budget.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, they should literally take $1 billion and redefine their engine, redefine everything about them games, add in vehicles. Looks like there might be vehicles in this one. Don't know. We're going to have to see that more clearly. It looked like there was a plane being flown by somebody.
It looked it, but I don't know. Yeah, I thought maybe that was just like, like a wee intro cinematic clip.
Can't tease that shit, so I'm thinking maybe they're actually, because in the previous games you could drive tanks and stuff. So
that's true.
If you bring it back, they're going head to head with Battlefield.
Currently, but I just want to put in there that after watching that clip that they put out, straight away I was thinking,
you want to play Battlefield straight away.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're going to put the effort in, they should have went all out. Now, like to me, they've missed the window.
Yeah.
This is going to drag on now for another fucking year or two.
Like, what I think they need to do, and I've been saying it for years.
To get me, like, because for a fact, I was
a big Call of Duty guy.
Big fucking COD fan, right? I think I've said this in a previous cast as well for you. Battlefield 3 was the one that turned me over.
Yeah.
After watching it, into myself, I was kind of giddy. I was like, oh, I hope this is going to be good. Like, as if, like, I would turn my back and go, yeah, I'll go back, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But when I watched it, I kind of went, nah. So, I think they should have, as you say, pumped the funds in, or what they should have done is maybe even, not even mentioned it, took an extra term,
a year or two.
And
see, that's what I was about to say.
Put it in.
They should do what Assassin's Creed done, take a year off. I know they have 3 studios working on these games, right? So they do have a new game every 3 years. So there's 3-year development cycle. You're getting your 3 years to do it.
Yeah.
I think they need to stop that 3-year cycle. Get all the studios in together into a fucking big, massive fucking hotel somewhere for 2-3 weeks, and just discuss.
Yeah.
Where is this franchise going? What's your studio see? What's this studio see? What's this studio see? Get the best of ideas for a future roadmap. Talk about the tech, what they would like to see added. Yeah. Because I'm sure a lot of them devs would love to see environment destruction and stuff.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty game, but you're not seeing it. I think Call of Duty fans, they keep playing it for like this is similar same sort of gameplay and stuff, but the franchise is starting to hurt. There's a lot of gamers dropping off.
Yeah.
And see, soon they're going to bomb like Assassin's Creed bombed. Assassin's Creed made massive money every year until it didn't. and then they shit themselves. And Call of Duty's going to go the same way.
Yeah. Well, I remember jumping in to Bad Company 2.
Brilliant game.
And I was playing away, and it was actually were you? I think you probably nipped out for smoke or something. And I was creeping around, a wall and peeking around corners and dicking around. And you're like, "Gee, do you know that there's a guy on the other side of that wall?" And I was like, "Oh, well, it's not like I can shoot through fucking walls, can you?" And you just went, "Aye, but you can grenade it, plant a C4, you can fucking shoot the barrel that's sitting at the corner of the building, and the whole fucking building will come down." And I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? That is what made you sort of go, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." You know what I mean? And to me, I think that they have missed a chance to integrate a wee bit of it. They don't have to. You don't want them to do it like copy it identically.
Yeah.
But they could have twisted it and made a stamp, and sort of went, and like if I wanted to play Call of Duty, to me, like one of my favorite ones is still Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
I enjoy that wee game. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a fan of all that Advanced Warfare shit and Black Ops or and all that. High Infinite Warfare, all that shit. To me, Modern Warfare 3 was the last sort of one that kept me on my toes, because it was then that I jumped. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't been able to draw me back.
No, Modern Warfare series was a good series, and Black Ops ones weren't too bad until they went futuristic on it.
Yeah.
Just playing things, man. I'm just fed up with Call of Duty. They need to win me back, and I don't know if this is going to do it. I'll give it a go. As always, I'll play the demo or the multiplayer beta or something, but they need to fucking sell me on it.
I'll always keep an eye on it, but currently at the minute, to me, it's Battlefield the whole way.
It's a dead duck for me.
Yeah.
And then Sony done what I was hoping they would do and kind of doubted they would do, and show we are supporting VR, folks.
Yeah.
And fuck, they did it well. So they showed that they're bringing Skyrim VR to PSVR.
Again,
Bethesda didn't announce that.
Reverting back to what I was talking about earlier, about wanting to just leave my job to drive down the street, right? This is the reason why. I've had the Xbox for the past lot of years. I even actually discussed with you guys, I was like, dude, what the fuck do I buy here? Like, what am I going to get the best out of? And you were like, well, dude, it depends. You're a gamer. I have my preferences, blah, 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 blah. And when I saw that, I literally went, I don't actually give a flying fuck anymore. I just want to go get it. Get myself a headset so I can play these games, because it looks fucking cool as fuck.
All the games did.
Quality, man.
All the games look, in their own way, looked pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Star Child VR game.
Yeah.
Like a platformer VR game, looked interesting.
Yeah.
The Impatient, which is a prequel to Until Dawn.
Yeah, it looks fucking awesome.
And it's a VR title apparently, so bring that on. Final Fantasy 15 Monsters of the Deep. It's a fishing game. Final Fantasy 15. I'm not really interested.
I actually sort of don't get that.
No,
the fishing bit. I mean,
you fish in Final Fantasy 15. So part of the game is you go fishing.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that.
So you can catch for food and quests and stuff like that.
I will try sort of stop Final Fantasy back in
10 or so.
Yeah.
So they just made a VR game out of it. I might give it a fucking go if it's a demo and see what it's like.
I was going to say, check it out, man.
VR
you never know, because it could surprise you. Because you are Final Fantasy guy, so it could surprise you.
So, and I did platinum that game, so it could be interesting. And then we had Bravo Team, which looked interesting.
Yeah, basic but interesting. Basic, but I think it'll actually do its job.
It's like I still play Counter Strike, so
and I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, as long as it's fun, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we had Moss, which I
actually enjoyed that. I was like, oh, look at that wee dude.
Yeah, it's wee mouse.
You know what I mean?
It's a wee platform mouse. Why not?
So
that you kind of help come through the world. You're like, it looks like it's protecting light. It's not like you control the mouse.
Yeah,
it's like you're protecting it somehow.
Yeah, because isn't it whenever the snake appears at the end?
Yeah.
I was like, you touch that, we do it. I was like, I jump in that fucking screen, I'd kill you myself.
The funny thing was, all the way through it, I was going, where's the snake? Do you want to? Because there's
well, see, I was wondering whether it was going to be a snake or whether it was going to be a cat.
Yeah.
As in, no, I don't mean like I don't mean as in like a pussycat. Like,
yeah.
As in
like Puss in Boots.
Yeah, I meant like, is it going to be like one of those wee nasty bastards come in?
Yeah.
But
it looks interesting. Again, demo, give it a go. Why not? Then we got back to the AAA stuff. We have God of War, which looked freaking phenomenal.
Amazing. Looks fucking the tits.
Didn't give a release date on that either, did it?
No, I didn't. Well, if they did,
It'll be 2018 anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Not getting that this year.
Definitely.
And then they show Destiny 2 and talk about its exclusives and why PlayStation is the place to play it.
Destiny's just going to be Destiny anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's just expansion on expansion.
You need to get PlayStation to play it off with us, like.
And yeah, I was going to say, like, in saying that, it's, you know, it's going to hold its own.
Yeah.
You'll play that for hours now.
That's it. It's brilliant. And then we had Detroit Beyond Human in there somewhere.
I missed this.
So Detroit Beyond Human looks like it has the guy who plays Dr. Avery in Grey's Anatomy, the girl who played the young teen-looking killer girl in The Following, and a few other actors. And it's about people go and buy androids and treat them like slaves. You know, like, do this, do that. But the androids are AI, artificial intelligence, like, they have their own feelings and stuff, and they feel like they're being treated like slaves. So they kind of start rebelling.
So it's like the AI starting to think for themselves.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So they start sort of rebelling, and you play as I think his name was Marcus, like a leader in this rebellion. So like there's a part where the human police have killed AI robots, and one AI says to the other, like, you know, they slaughtered us, Marcus, there, and hands Marcus the gun, and the police are kneeling down, and you have the choice to spare them or to shoot them, which ripples throughout the game.
Nice.
And last year's one, I believe you played a human detective that was trying to save an android from jumping off a building and killing himself.
Right.
So it was like and these games by this developer is a guy called David Cage, and Quantic Dream was his studio, and Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls are games from him. And in Heavy Rain, you played multiple people.
Yeah. And
the story interwove through the multiple people. So if like you feel this thing, then in somebody else's story, something happens. You know.
Yeah.
There's overarching narrative, and this one is going to be similar.
Quite deep.
Yeah, they're very deep. Yeah, they're brilliant. So it's a really good game. It's not like a first-person shooter or nothing. It's like brings up button commands, you know, like during action sequences.
Choice.
So it's like a triangle
but it's the choices you make determines the game that you're playing.
Yeah, it's like a really fancy storybook.
Oh, cool.
So
let's check that out. It sounds intriguing.
Yeah, no, very, very good games. And then the game of E3, Spider-Man.
Yeah, I have to admit, I kind of almost weed a little.
It looks like the Spider-Man game that you actually dreamed of.
Funky as fuck, so it does.
It looks unbelievable. There was so much to that. The animations of like Spidey looked unbelievable. Yeah. It didn't look like once that it was like a floaty type game. It looked like.
Do you know what I was expecting, right? Do you know what I honestly was expecting, right? So, do you know the Wolverine game? You had they've had the Turtles.
Yep.
Video games. They've had all sorts of different.
They've had Spider-Man games, but they've just been
yeah. But you know, it's that wee stupid where most of the attack is like, you know, where they do this wee spin thing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually showing. Like, I'm actually trying to show
wiggling his
Anto what I'm talking about, which you can't see. So sorry.
He's wiggling his finger.
But do you know where they do all that fancy shit?
Yeah. It's like Dynasty Warriors and stuff. It's like hitting square and you just spin attack.
Yeah. I was expecting just like
something like that.
Only they've just made it, you know, the wee cinema clip parts of it, cinematic clips, a wee bit more fancy, right? I didn't expect a full.
Your Spider-Man
on fucking 3D almost
GTA size world.
Yeah. The map, you know, just the visual of it.
But this is the thing that I'm trying to get out with Assassin's Creed and Spider-Man's case in point. Spider-Man looks like it's going to be an open city.
Yes.
And then Spider-Man, whenever you went to do that story mission, seemed like it turned into a cinematic game.
Yeah.
The crane's falling, you have to catch this, you have to do this. It looks like it's an open world experience that becomes more scripted and linear whenever you're doing something of import.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to say to Assassin's Creed, this is what you should be doing. Spider-Man looks so awesome because
if you're playing Assassin's Creed missions
like
in the layout that Spider-Man is, man, that blew
different
your
game. Blew your fucking balls away.
Yeah.
Like, put it like this: if both them games come out in the same day, which isn't going to happen. Spider-Man's going to be 2018, 2019 maybe.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed's this year. But say they did come out in the same day. Say next year's Assassin's Creed title comes out in the same day. And it's like, Assassin's Creed has the bigger open world, has the better graphics. But the story and the missions are still the same. And then you're looking at Spider-Man, you're like,
You would go Spider-Man, man.
You would go Spider-Man 100%.
Yeah.
And not just because of Spidey, it's cool, you're being Spider-Man, but
yeah. No,
it's because of the way that looked.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
that's coming from one of the
Assassin's Creed fans.
Proper Assassin's Creed fans. Like, I still would, under that scenario, go, actually, do you know what, I'm going to give us a go first, and I'll pick you up later.
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm going to get. And just because I enjoy it doesn't mean that, I'm not going to play it.
Like, the whole thing is, I mentioned that Assassin's Creed thing about, I said it last night to Tommy and I said it to you today, I wish that they would, like, do the scripted scenes, shut down for important story missions, shut down your open world endless and whatever, so that you can go through a script experience that has explosions and shit coming at you and chariots chasing you and yada yada.
Yeah.
And whenever I seen that Spider-Man trailer last night, I didn't even think about it until I just said it to you there now, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That is what I'm talking about, 100%.
Yeah.
And it looks so fucking epic because of it.
Yeah.
And Insomniac look like they're doing a really good job of that game.
Yeah.
So,
if you actually took the clip that you saw for that Spider-Man, redressed Spider-Man in an Assassin's Creed uniform, and changed the map to Egypt.
Yeah.
That was the game I was hoping.
Assassin's Creed B.
Well, no, that I was hoping that they would make. Don't get me wrong, I'll always play them anyway. But like that's the I agree with 100%. That's the kind of shit that I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that they need to do. It's like, it's time to
step up or shut up. To be honest,
yeah, it's time to step up. Because like, say the opening to, did you play the last one where you played the twins in London, Syndicate?
No.
Right, see whenever it started, you're on a train, and the train crashes, and like you're running through it, and the train's on fire, and it was all scripted and linear. And I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I have it there. I just haven't actually got that far.
It was fucking awesome. I was like, this intro is brilliant. I hope the rest of the game's like this, but then it just let me out to Assassin's Creed world and it just stayed that way.
The way that work has come up, I've kind of
been busy.
Yeah,
been busy.
I have it there. It's basically my last installment to go, but I'll get there. Like,
yeah,
But to be honest, right? Because sometimes it's a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a spoiler, but it's like whenever you read and see people's reactions, you sort of go, I don't have to rush into that game. From time to time.
I give it a 7 out of 10, but that was the highest Assassin's Creed score I've given in a long time.
Well, you can't not miss it. If you're online or you just when you're talking to people and they go, oh, I thought that was a bit fucking, lacked a bit this, that and the other. It sticks in your head and you go, I don't have to rush in and play that now. I'm going to enjoy it regardless.
But it's like you're in for a mess session.
I can do it in my own time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So what did you give Sony out of 10?
To be fair, man, I'd give him, because of the point that you made about quality over quantity,
which is what we're going to discuss now in a minute.
Yeah. I'll actually give him about an 8.
I would agree. So I give Microsoft an 8, so I did.
Yeah.
I'm giving Sony an 8. So this year's E3, I'm going to declare for myself, was a draw.
Yeah.
Bethesda, EA and Ubisoft kind of fell way, way behind again.
Yeah.
There was nothing great there.
Yeah.
Presentations were terrible, but Xbox presentation was amazing. Sony's presentation was alright. It was just the guy come on once and then just let the game clips play.
Yeah.
Which is great. So I like that sort of idea. And
yeah.
Xbox done something similar. Xbox had 42 games in total.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, I'll just kind of quick count the PlayStation ones.
I think theirs is more based about the spec of the Xbox. Is what they were wanting to focus on more than anything else. Because to be fair, a lot of games are like wee indie games.
Sony showed
3 games,
less than half of 42.
Yeah, but the quality was fucking more than makes up for it. In my opinion.
In my estimation, Xbox was quantity and power.
Yes.
And PlayStation was
like don't get me wrong, man. That One X.
Yeah.
Is a beast of a fucking.
It's a fancy PS Pro to me. Looks great, but it's fancy PS Pro, yeah.
I think it's a beast of a thing.
It's over £100 dearer than the PS Pro
to have, but at the same time, like I have the one at the minute, and I think it does the job. I don't think I'm really missing out on anything.
Alright, graphically is the only thing you're missing out.
I will not be going and buying the X.
See, unless they come out and says Halo 6 is exclusively for the Xbox One X, because it wouldn't
yeah.
run on the Xbox One because it's too powerful.
Yeah.
Like you'd be missing game mechanics
Yeah.
or whatever. But they're not. What they're saying is your libraries are going to be the exact same as PlayStation and PlayStation Pro. Your libraries are going to be the exact same. The games are going to work the exact same. The only thing is, it's going to run better and look better on this. Well, for me, still using my
much
console,
more? But
yeah, for me, still using my 2 consoles that are in good nick.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with them. If I would sell them, I would put them down like new, even though they've been used. They would, as long as they're running the games. I'm not really worried about the graphic. I don't have a 4K TV. I'm not rushing out to buy a 4K TV simply for the One X. You know, it would need to be. They need to be bringing out games and apps that are specifically designed for that you can't get anywhere else.
yeah,
And I think the same with PlayStation. The library being accessible on both consoles and all iterations of Xbox is going to hurt the One X more than help it.
yeah,
Like what I think the Xbox should have done was hold off to next March, push the One X even more, refine it, increase the power even more,
yeah,
take it the extra 6 months, release it, show it in March and release it next year, and call it the Xbox 2.
yeah,
Make a new console.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you...
They've kind of made a half step instead of just going the full.
Yeah, it's like
step.
PlayStation,
You know?
were raped for doing a half step. Like, people are going, what the fuck's the point in this? For a bit of 4K gaming.
Yeah.
And now Xbox are the same. Yes, they've made the most powerful console ever. But now Sony can look at it and go, well, if we do this, this, and this, and this next year,
Yeah.
and then February or May,
Yeah.
we announce PlayStation 5.
Well,
And then leaves Xbox maybe 2 years without another console, because they're not going to do One X and then announce a new Xbox next year.
yeah.
They're not going to do that now.
Yeah.
They need to leave it at least 2 years, where Sony now know exactly what's inside that Xbox,
And
exactly what the price point is, what they need to do to win.
Yeah.
So, like, if they announce in January, we're bringing out a new PlayStation 5, this is what it's going to... Like they did. They didn't even show it last January. Or the January that announced PS4, didn't even show it. Just talked about the architecture.
Yeah.
Talked about their planning of it, right? See if they come out and says, we're planning on... Xbox has 16 gig of this DDR5 RAM. We have 16 gig of DDR5 RAM. But our architecture allows it to run faster. Our CPU's better.
Yeah.
Our hard drive's bigger. Our RAM allotment is a lot better. You're getting 15 gig of RAM, and the OS is somehow running on 1 gig. Do you know, like, whatever way they can spin it, or even come out and say we're running on 32 gig of fucking DDR5 RAM. Do you know, like, just it's going to be an arms race.
Yeah.
But it's time now for Sony to go. We know what Xbox is bringing to the table here. We can kind of guess what their next console is going to be. We can get a jump and steal the march on these next console generations by maybe a year.
Well, let me ask you. Wait, so for this sort of next year, hash 2 years, like, what do you think that you'd be doing with your equipment and games and the kind of games that you're into? Like, if I explain it, for me, because I'm happy with having the Xbox One, and I'm happy with the setup that I have, that I think I could play, the new Assassin's Creed, the new this, the new that,
Yeah.
with an enjoyable enough experience that I'm really not interested in buying the Xbox X.
Yeah.
As I said before, because of quality and the VR steps that they've made, I kind of do want to go get a PlayStation right now.
Well, see, like, you're planning on getting a 4K TV, so now if you're buying a PlayStation, you should buy the Pro.
Yeah, but I'm not, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait
for the next generation.
For the next generation. I think
you're missing so many titles in this generation that I would recommend just buy a PS4 for. If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
but I'll be able to pick that up for.
See if you can
buttons.
See if you can go and buy a PS4 somewhere for £200.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
brand new with 2 games.
What I mean, yeah.
Don't do it.
I'm talking without putting myself out of pocket. You know what I mean? What I'm going to do this year is top up my PC a wee bit, fix it up a wee bit, and then try and get into a wee bit more into the PC platform. Again, to be honest, if I wanted a PlayStation experience, I'd just come down into your house. So I'm not going to be missing anything. Somebody's going to have a platform or some sort that I can just go, by the way, I'm going to borrow this for a second. Do you know that sort of way? For me, I'd like, as I say, I'd definitely be getting the new Assassin's Creed, but I'm just going to get it for the box that I have, and guarantee I'll enjoy the experience anyway.
See, the whole thing is though, see, like whenever I look at the Xbox, their exclusives didn't wow me at all.
Yeah.
Where I look at PlayStation slate, Detroit, God of War, Days Gone, fucking Shadow of Colossus, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What else was there? Was exclusive? Gran Turismo mentions coming. Kingdom Hearts, but I believe is exclusive.
Yeah.
Is that Street Fighter Capcom? It's exclusive.
I think so.
Or Marvel Capcom, I guess exclusive. Like the exclusives of PlayStation are far weightier.
Well, for me, I could go and get the Pro, but what I'm thinking of is
get a second-hand PS4.
Yeah. What I can do is just focus on building up my PC repertoire.
Yeah.
And wait for that new generation, and then go from there.
See, if I was you,
but see down the line, but something gives me a funny feeling that I kind of want to go back over, because I was originally a PlayStation fan.
That's right, yeah.
Like
whenever we started living together,
the first time I touched, we said this before as well, the first time I touched an Xbox controller
was my original Xbox.
So, but because of just from what I seen at E3 there, if I was to, if somebody said to me, you have a choice, you have to do, decide what you're going to do, this is what I would do. I'm going to use the box that I have to its max and enjoy it while I have it. I'm going to be able to upgrade my PC and enjoy that PC element of gaming. I can, in the high def that you get with your PC specs and stuff, and wait for that new generation of PlayStation to come out, and then jump back in. I think that's where I'll end up going, because
honestly,
because of their advancement in the VR, and because of the way it's worked out, I think that their new console will be,
thing is, I'm only guessing in a dream world where it's coming out next year.
No, it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me if it was 3 years down the line.
I honestly, if I was you, your PC is beefy enough. I know this because it's very similar spec to my PC. It's beefy enough. All you need to do is change your PSU. You wouldn't change anything else. Add a hard drive. So your PC's costing you 100 quid.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you've already ordered a PSU. So it's going to cost you another 50 or 60 just for that hard drive that you want.
Yeah.
So I would take £200 and buy a PS4 and play Last of Us. I'll play Uncharted. I'll play Horizon. I'll play Detroit. I'll play God of War. I'll play Days Gone. You're going to be missing all these. Do you know what I mean?
For me specifically, this is the point that I'm making. You see, I'm not going to rush in. I will wait. I think I will wait to that new generation to get. I'll be one of the ones to jump in and go, holy shit!
But don't forget, see that next generation, you're going to be missed. You're going to have missed out on the whole generation.
No, because this is where you come in.
You're not getting that.
I get all that experience from here anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not actually missing anything.
You kind of do, though.
Do you get me?
No, you definitely do. Like you've missed out.
The games that I'm looking for out of this year, and the year after, I can get on my box on my PC and play them.
Yeah, but you're missing Spider-Man. You're going to be missing.
But I'm like
Days Gone, God of War, Detroit. You've missed Horizon already. You've missed Uncharted's. You're going to miss Last of Us 2. Do you know, you're going to be missing.
Man, you're a fucking dick. Right, I'll go down and get one.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, you're missing these great games that you're not going to get on the Xbox One, which are quality games. Like, you see,
it's a fair point.
I'm going to give Xbox a prop, right? Xbox and the original Xbox and the 360 days gave me some of my best gaming experiences of all time.
Yeah.
Until PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 up the fucking game. So I love Halo games. I love Gears of War games.
Was the one that pushed me over.
I really enjoyed Killzone games. But I loved Halo, and Halo will always be near and dear to my heart. But it's not even in my top 10 anymore. PlayStation, have just fucking littered my top 10 with fucking amazing games. Horizon's up there, Uncharted games are up there, any of them except for the first one doesn't really hold up. Heavy Rain's up there, God of War looks like it's going to be up there, Days Gone looks like it's going to be a good game. Don't know if it's going to be quite up there, but because we've seen that many zombie things.
So, yeah.
But it looks fucking good. Detroit looks like it could break into the
Metros and all that stuff.
Well, Metro, which is something that I laughed at, was whenever like, oh, Metro has made its name on the Xbox. Really, that was a PC game. It's notorious for being
that's
hard
right.
run.
I thought it was,
but apparently did they say it's exclusive to Xbox and PC? I didn't think they did. I think it was a world premiere, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Spider-Man, man, you can't miss Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Do you know, Destiny's the place to play Destiny was always PS4. So like if you could pick up PlayStation 4 for the summer, come September 6th, me and Malik will be on Destiny 2, and like the amount of hours we pumped in Destiny.
Basically what you've done for your fans is basically just turn around and told me
to buy a PlayStation.
Yeah, just
don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
Get an extra 2 shifts from work this week, right?
Yeah, it's like you're in denial. Just you know what you want to do, just go do it. Admitting it's the first step.
Right? what sort of brother would I be if you were standing at the edge of a cliff and I didn't push you over? Do you know what I mean? Like,
fair point.
Do you know what I mean? Not a good brother at all. Anyway, folks, that's us. So what you hear here today is we'll talk about the PC gaming, talk about Ubisoft, and we'll talk about PlayStation. We declared that E3 was a draw. We declared the PlayStation's games were more quality than the Xbox's quantity and diversity.
You've learned that Anto's brother does not have the actual ability to make his own decisions.
Yes. So you've also learned that I have persuasion powers over G that like no one's ever seen before, and that he's going to be buying a PlayStation 4. He's going to join the community. Hashtag GDabs.
GDabs85.
Yep, GDabs85. Please come to a PlayStation friend request near you. So folks, it was good E3. No. I don't know if I'm going to cover Nintendo. I might talk about it with Tommy on a podcast, but I'm not a big fan. If there's something cool, I'll bring it up. So don't expect any Nintendo speak. If there's any cool games that come out in the IGN and GameSpot announcements and stuff, there's always like new games being announced. I'll probably do a podcast myself, just give them a quick 2 cents, 10 minutes or something on whatever I see. So keep tuned this week to Talk Balls, and we're going to have more content.
Put in any opinions that you have, whether you agree, disagree with us. Let us know what you all thinking. We always like to know what other people,
yeah, please do.
Are up to and what they're thinking or what their intentions are.
I can think of a few names specifically. So Stevie Walsh, Boiler, Steeko, who was supposed to be here today, Pezzy, fucking. Let's get the conversations going, because we always disagree. Yeah. We always disagree.
Everybody has the love of the games, but it'd be interesting to see what individual people think of individual. So
that was our E3 reviews.
Cheers for the invite again, bro.
No bother, man. It was nice talking to you.
Even though you have a knife in my throat and you're holding me to it, but sure.
That's it.
I got a beer out of it.
That's it. Just you get your fucking wallet out and we'll sort you out a PlayStation here on eBay. Right, folks. Have a fucking good week of E3, and we will definitely be back on Monday, the 19th, as usual, 7 a.m. with our normal Talk Ball show, which is going to be episode 13. Unlucky 13.
You sure you want me around for that?
Dun. Might get you down just in case.
Do that
Chinese New Year. It works out.
I was going to do that witch doctor thing.
Yeah, look out for more E3 stuff this week. If it posts, if it doesn't. Check out our football review that went up. Me and Steve were done 2.5 hour episode. Check out the day 1 of E3, and check out all the new episodes of Top Balls podcast. Check us out on Twitter. We'll be opening up our Facebook soon. Keep meaning to get that done. Very busy
Video feed coming soon, hopefully.
Video feed's coming at the end of the month, start of July. Studio is going to be set up start of July. We're very busy. We're trying to get this content out in more ways than one. Which is the audio, obviously, and we'd love to hear your feedback, hear your thoughts. Please like, share, subscribe, bloody, and folks, take care of yourselves. Alright, much love.
Laters.